Okay, good evening everybody. It's Shelley here from Gympie, and welcome to our call. So this is all about how to set up your month. So yes, it's July, and it's a new month and a new opportunity to set some new goals, I suppose, and get some new growth and results in your business. But these things that we're going to go over tonight, basically you can adapt to every single month of the year. So we're halfway through the year, so we want you to finish off the next 6 months strong, but also to look back and see where your strengths are and what you can continue to use and what you can change. So I just thought that we'd go through some good news for the week as well. So let's just have a quick flick through and we'll get anyone that wants to share their good news. So Steve, I know that you and Mervyn are doing a weekly information session. So tell me, where are you doing it and how are you getting people to that session?
Okay, Shelley, at the moment it's only a fortnightly. We do product 1 week and we do business the following fortnight.
Yep.
We invite people, word of mouth, 5 people. We do social media. We also email messages out to the groups as well as to anyone we know as that we already have their email address as well, to keep them informed that we have our meetings. So some weeks we get 3 or 4 people, other weeks we don't get any, sometimes we get another 5, so it's up and down all the time. And winter in Canberra, they don't like coming out at night.
Can be very cold, yes. And so where are you finding these people when you're out walking and talking? Where are the people that you're talking to?
Oh, we mainly talk to people we know more than probably the strangers, I guess. I do. I know about Mervyn. I speak to people more as I know them. But I send out emails to people that I know that on my email address that are in Canberra. I'm not sure whether Mervyn does that. And then we send out group emails from the likes of Ghana for New South Wales meetings and that go right around. So anybody that knows anybody in the Canberra area, to invite them along.
Okay.
That way. So and we hold it at Mervyn's place at the moment at Casey.
Yep.
So 7:30 for an 8 o'clock start.
Yep.
It runs for about an hour.
Okay. And so obviously you do the information session 1 week so that you can get people becoming coaches, and then the second week is about training them. Would that be correct?
Yes, yeah.
And obviously if you're doing the evening, then it can appeal to people that work full-time as well. They can still get there.
Very much so. Yeah.
And so with your social media advertising to get people to that information session, are you doing paid advertising or is it just going through your contacts list?
Yeah, just a contact list. We do it through LinkedIn, through Facebook.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Referral key as well.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting that one. What's it called again?
Referral key.
I can't think of it.
Referral key.
No, Mervyn, I can't get what you're saying. I can't remember the name of it. But there's about 4.
Yeah, the sound's not great. Sorry, Mervyn. That's why we can't pick it up. It's coming through. And I've also got a thunderstorm here, of all things.
Oh, right.
So if the power goes out, you'll know what happened. Anyway, hopefully that won't happen. Yeah. But I would love you to do a post on Challenge Yourself Daily, Stephen, just about what LinkedIn is and how you use it. Because I have seen, look, it comes up on my email, but then I just go, it's one more thing for me to think about. But it might suit someone to utilise that. So even if you could do a post about it, that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Thank you. Well, thank you for your good news. So is that you talking, Mervyn?
Yes. I post onto Challenge Yourself Daily.
Thank you. Yeah, and if you want to, even in the comments section, then Steve, one of you adds anything, that's really cool. It'd be great just to have a post about that way of marketing, because it just might suit someone. So thank you, and good luck on Wednesday. Have fun. I hope you get heaps of guests.
Thank you.
So thank you, guys. Okay, let's continue on. So I know, Shinta, you had your hand up. So did you want to share some good news, my dear? You'll have to unmute yourself. Yep.
Hi, everyone. Yes, I've been challenging myself to recruit more people and magnet business builders. So I actually wrote it in my goal. I want to do that, and I have to find a ways that will be suitable for me. You know, so at the moment, mainly the way I talk to people is online. So one of the training I saw, or somebody said something about do it the way you are. You know, don't really change yourself. So last week, actually, I think after one of the training call that we had, I just put work from home in my PJs. How about you? Something like that, you know. And then I had this friend of mine from Turkey who we actually met in Dubai when I was working there. And she just messaged me and she said, Shinta, I don't know if you remember me. This is Ashley, da 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 da. And we used to do like international parties together. I love parties, so I used to invite people. And at that time, I was in real estate, so I invited her to my home, etc. So we met a couple of times. So obviously, I remember her. And I said to her, you know, talking in Facebook Messenger, I said, oh, if I recall, you are in the pharmacy before. I said, yes, you know, now I moved back to Turkey and I work from home as a distributor for drug companies, etc. And I'm interested to do what you do. I was like, wow, you know, it's just by magneting that you wanted to do something. And I was just being crazy, you know, work in your pajamas. How about you? And that, you know, that triggered her interest. So anyway, we signed her up through the Turkey online registration, and another lady from Australia also the same, wanting to start on the product. So basically for me, it's just to continue being crazy,
Yep.
being fun,
Yep.
being a mommy.
Yep.
And, you know, like, because sometimes I said, oh, am I too crazy? You know, I needed to be professional. I need to do this. I need to do that. But you know what? Some people are bored of the serious. They want fun. They want crazy. They want, like, you know, work from home in PJs, you know. So don't be scared to be crazy and just be fun, be out there. And you just never know, because you want to work with fun people. I mean, serious fun people, because that was what I was writing down. I have lots of VIPs, but I want a business builders. So Ashley is a business person, and she wanted to do business. And this lady also from Australia wanted to start on the products. And I asked her, now I learned to ask people, what do you want? What do you want to do? What is your goal? And this lady, actually, she wanted to retire in Vietnam. I said, fantastic. I've always wanted to do something with the Asian country to take care of ladies and children, you know, to help them to be sustainable, to be able to you know, work properly, not just work in the bar, etc. So don't be crazy to magnet and action. You know, sometimes we try want, but we don't do anything. By posting and magneting what you want. So I signed up 3 people, one in France, one in Turkey, one in Australia, just from Facebook, working in my pajamas. Thank you, Herbalife.
That's fantastic, Shinta, and I can tell in your voice how much happier you are and more excited and positive. So that's wonderful, because I know you were having a tough time over in the UK. So a lot of people that don't know Shinta's story, that she's had to move to the UK from Thailand, and that you've obviously, with the visa thing, you've got to wait until you can do any business, and you're a bit down about, you know, how could you do Herbalife when you've got to wait? And all of a sudden, look at what's happening. You're getting business in other countries that you can work in. So how cool is that you've found a solution? And yeah, and I think, you know, I'm excited to see what next country you're going to recruit into next week.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Well, yeah, we're really proud of you. So I can't wait to hear some more good news from you next week. So Les, did you have something you wanted to share about your updated product result or anything like that?
Oh, yeah, just I'm over 15 kilos off now.
Oh.
Weighed myself this morning, and I got, like, my weight was actually 100.1 kilos, so I'm just about to get down into double digits.
Awesome. That's excellent. Well done. We're very excited for you.
On top of that, I've had my diabetic medication halved from 2,000 milligrams a day to 1,000 by the doctor. On top of that, On Saturday afternoon, I got a phone call out of the blue. I've had a flyer sitting up at a laundromat down Brisbane Way there since March. And the guy called me off that flyer, wants to get on me downline.
Any audio on the laptop?
Alright.
Have you switched off any
I
audio?
just press the button to mute it.
Where's that voice coming from?
That's okay. That's Jan. That's okay. Just hang on 2 seconds. We can hear you now, Jan. Just so you know, it's all fine. It's all perfectly clear. Okay, Jan, we can hear you now. Well, can you hear us, Jan? It's not good that you can't hear us. Can you hear me, Jan? Okay.
Hey, Jan.
I can't figure out. Can you?
She was coming in over the top of me there.
Yeah, I'm just gonna mute her, but that's okay. Yeah, so we can hear her, but she can't hear us, so I don't know what to do about that. So let's have a look and see if we can. Can you hear us, Jan?
I can now. Can you hear me?
Yay. Yes, hello. We're excited. That's good. Thank you. Welcome. Les was just saying his amazing product result that he's just achieved.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really exciting, Les. So we can't wait but you're in the 99 point something next week. Okay. We'll all celebrate. Yep, double digits. We'll all celebrate with you next week. Okay.
Fantastic.
Which is excellent. So let me just flick through and see if there's any more good news before we continue on. Thank you, Les, for sharing. Lynn, did you have an update on your good news from last week?
Just now our client has decided to become, one of our clients, our new one, has to become a VIP member. So that's good. Excellent. So, and then, yeah, Saturday I'm a bit nervous. We've got skin and sort of a nutrition party with Lani. So that's pretty exciting, but nerve-wracking as well because I haven't done one of those before.
All practice.
Yeah. I think it's just, sharing your love of the products. You love the products, how you would use them, like the day in the life of Lynn, and how you would do it and just be yourself. That's what I'd recommend. Yeah, just be you. Cool. Well, we can't wait to hear that. That'll be next week's good news.
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you for sharing, Lynn. So I'm just going through. Have we got anyone else that would like to share? So Jan, did you have some news that you wanted to share?
No, everything's sort of coasting along from last week.
Yep. Well, that's always nice to have that happen, isn't it? So yeah, some awesome news for the week. So obviously this call is all about setting up your month, because obviously we're in a new month, and you can, like I said, these tips and information you can use for every single month that you're doing. So for the rest of the year, and we want to finish off the year strong. So let's continue on my little thing. Okay. So how excited are you about your business? How excited are you about, when you get up in the morning, or the new month, or the new year? So really it's about attitude. So I know that we talk a lot about 20% exercise, 80% nutrition, and 100% mindset, but it's very apparent that a lot of people they don't work on their mindset. And even I know I'm guilty of this. I could do more personal development than what I'm doing now, and I know that when you work on your attitude, it's contagious. People are like Shinta was just saying, it's attracting people. When you've got a bad attitude, we tend to repel, but when we've got a good attitude, we attract. And it's like a price tag. It shows how valuable you are. So I love these are some of my favorite quotes. So positive thinking will let you do everything better than negative thinking will. So, and I think it takes just as much effort to think negatively as it does positively. So why not choose to think more positive, be more grateful, invest in your health? Guess what? Herbalife's got all the solutions. When we're healthier and we're feeling better, again, our energy goes up, our vibration level goes up, and we're more attractive. We've got more energy to do what we've got to do. A positive mind gives out positive vibes, which creates a positive life. So the greatest discovery of all time is that a person can change their future by merely changing their mind and their attitude. So how cool is that? So every single day, wake up and be grateful, because I know I am. I've got a little checklist that I'm grateful for, and I run through it every single morning, and that's how I start my day. And I am grateful. I'm grateful for all the good things. And yes, there's always challenges, but guess what? They're also put there to help you to grow and help you to become the person you're meant to be. So how to improve your attitude? Always act with a purpose. So what purpose have you got? What's your intention every single day that you want to get up and do? stretch yourself past the limits every day. So find ways to get out of your comfort zone. You know, go out and talk to someone new. Do something that you're uncomfortable doing. Like, I know Lynn's just about to do that. She's going to do a skin and shake party. Well, guess what? That's stretching you past your limits, right? And getting you out of your comfort zone. Doing the bike ride, that would have been another one. So there's lots of different ways that you can do to get past your limits. Use setbacks to improve your skills. So don't look at a challenge or something that's happened in your life as something bad. Use it to get better and stronger and more aware of where your strengths are and more aware of where your weaknesses are that you can work on. Seek out those who share your positive attitude. So find your tribe. So this is a tribe here on this call. We've got all of us. We all want to, you know, we've all got the same goals. We all want to help people, and we can all move forward together. So, and we're from all over the place, you know. So Shinta's in the UK, and we've got people all over Australia, and we all have the same purpose. You know, we want to change people's lives. Forgive the limitations of others. So sometimes we can obviously prejudge or, sort of get annoyed that people can't do what you do. But guess what? Usually people can do things you can't do, and you can do things that other people can do. So you've got to look at people's strengths and not at their weaknesses. Help them grow, help them to get better at the things they can't do. And it's amazing that will in turn help you. And use appropriate words while talking. So try and get rid of any negative language. And it can be hard, you know, I can't, or that always happens to me, or, you know, how many people say, oh, I've got a really bad memory. You know, it's like I tell people I've got an excellent memory. I remember, you know, I always remember everything. I remember everyone's names, and you've got to tell yourself positive things. Okay, so make sure you're using the right language when you're talking to people. So I think personal development's a really important thing. And I know Jan, remember, Jim Rohn will always come and speak, and almost have a whole day with him of this amazing mindset when he'd come to Australia. So are there any tips that you would give on helping people develop their mindset?
Obviously, doing all the listening and reading and all that sort of thing is absolutely fantastic. But you've got, situations will happen, and that's when you really, really use your personal development, when you have challenges, and that's when you really do personally grow. So having some challenges is really a good thing, because you can put to work your personal development, and you experience it. Just reading and listening and all that sort of thing, you learn something from it, but it's not until you put it into actual practice that you learn and grow from that.
So I'd say, Shinta, you could say that you've been doing you've done your personal development, but recently you've had to put it into practice to get over some of the, find some solutions. And, I know you were really down a few weeks ago. You were not happy. So you've totally turned your whole attitude around. So how would you say you've done that?
Well, for me, I go back to my basic as a Christian, but as basic of Herbalife. I listen to, our daddy in Herbalife, Mark Hughes. So I listen to a lot of his video or YouTube recording, even when I'm in the bath trying to relax, but I listen to him, listen to Jim Rohn, and, just find certain things that, will be able to touch me and click me, and, this last month with Gary's passing. Sorry, it made me a little bit teary, because it reminded me what would Gary would say to me about the situation with my visa. He would always do everything, do whatever you can, to put a seed, to be able to, magnetize yourself, to be able to have that, to magnet. I remember when I was in Thailand, when I moved there, I said, Gary, I don't know anybody, I don't know what I have to do, I can't advertise, I can't this, I can't do flyers. I said, just do what you can, go to play group, meet mommies, go to coffee and do whatever, just brand yourself. You don't want to wear a button, bring your bottles or wear a bit of t-shirt with Herbalife. And so I did that, and actually I got a bit of sad news again now. I have my visa going to be delayed now because my tuberculosis test. So I'm going to be delayed going to Australia. I was disappointed. But then again, this weekend, I tell myself, what would I have to do now? Okay, great. It's summertime. I'm going to stay summer in England, What am I going to do? So now I tell myself, 10 people a day I have to talk to. So it's again, knowing is good, but applying it, how do you apply it? And like today, actually, I really didn't feel to be on this call, to be honest, because I'm really exhausted and pushing myself all the time. But you know what? You guys are making me excited to be there. I said, you know, if I don't go on this call, I might miss one information. I might miss one thing that will kick me out of my ass or out of the sofa or out of my comfort zone to push myself, because I said I have to be in Get Team soon. I have to be active whole team. I have to be in a different level. So yeah, find what you like in your personal development, that not like as a comfort, but like to be better. So you guys make me feel better all the time. So I will not miss my Monday call unless I'm on the flight somewhere. Thank guys. Sorry, I'm a bit teary today.
No, that's fine.
But hey, I have to keep going.
Yeah, well, we need you on this call. So we need, each of us needs all of us. So, you know, we're all contributing, and we need every person's story. Like, your good news is amazing. That just might have got someone thinking about, maybe, who do I know in Turkey, you know? So we all, you know, you're meant to be on this call. So thank you very much. We do appreciate your contribution, Jinta, my darling.
Thank you. So see you in August instead of July.
Yeah, that's right. That's okay. We can do that. So, well, let's move on. So now we know that we've got to keep working on our attitude and mindset, and don't let this one slip, okay? It's really, really important that you do as much personal development. And again, like Jan said, it's great to read and listen to everything, but it's actually when something comes up, but you go and challenge yourself, that you actually put it into practice. That's the most important part. So make sure you're putting it into practice every single day. Okay, so setting up your month. So we've just had the review the month that's just gone, what worked, check your gauges, what are your strengths, what didn't work, what areas can you work on and improve, what will you continue to do, and remember not to swing the pendulum too far. Remember, this was always part of one of the trainings, Jan, and I'm sure Shinta knows as well, that you know, there's something that's, because sometimes you'll go to a training and there'll be all this, oh, we're doing this, and you go, oh great, I'm gonna change, I'm just gonna focus and do that, and then you go to another training, oh, we're doing this, and then all of a sudden you chop and you do something different. And if you keep chopping and changing and you're not consistent with the things you do, it just keeps swinging the pendulum, and sometimes you can't get that momentum in your business. So just blend in and blend out the things that need changing. Blend in some things and blend out. Don't just keep chopping and changing too dramatically. Start a diary or use Outlook. Make sure you know, my diary, I definitely have to have it. I put everything in there, all my calls and everything goes in there. And even putting up a monthly calendar on your wall or on the computer, and putting in all the events and your local events as well, webinars, STSs, all your corporate events, and just put them on. So you can plan out, you should be able to plan out at least for 90 days. And even knowing that obviously things like extravaganza and the spectacular tend to be in the same months of the year too. So even if you just put it in your diary so you know it's coming up. Okay, so did you have anything to add to that, Jan?
No, that's fine, because it is important to keep track of all the different events, and because you might, as you talk to more people, you could have people in other states as well. So knowing the whole of Australia, not just your own local area.
Yep. So there's probably 3 places I get all my events, other than, if you don't, like I said, if you don't have something in your local area, just start something. You know, just do it. Like, you know, Mervyn and Steve are doing it at Mervyn's house. Fantastic. But you can go on to myherbalife.com.au. There's a whole bunch of events on there. So basically for Queensland, we've got Queensland, STS and other events, but there's lots of other Facebook pages for every single state. And of course, Jennifer's got Garner for the email masterblast that goes out. There's a lot of things that come out on that I see as well. And whatever I feel, you know, I can work with, I put it in my diary, or I print it out so that I've got it there in front of me. So I'm a big list writer. That really works well for me. Okay, so next slide. So set yourself some goals for the month. So here we are on the 2nd of July. Of course, it's dual volume tonight. So you can still do June volume up until midnight, and you can do July volume. So if you're still going for a promotion or something you're trying to qualify for, make sure you're going to BizWorks before midnight and check, see if anyone's at, you know, any calls or messages you need to do to anyone that's close, that you can get them over the line. Okay, this is the time to do it. You've got plenty of time left. So what's your product result going to be for the month? I think it's good to always be working on a result, and it can be anything. It might be some muscle definition, or working on your skin result or adding in a targeted product. There's lots of ways of getting a new product result. So always try and work on your own results. What do you want your personal volume to be? How much volume would you like to help your team do? What meetings and trainings will you attend or conduct? Who will you invite from your team to attend those meetings and trainings? How many new product lovers will you get? How many existing customers could you upgrade? How many business builders will you get? I know Shinta's saying she's looking for business builders, people that want to earn that royalty income. So how many business builders do you want to get for the month and work with? And how many of your team will you help grow, help them expand their client base and team, and help them get to the next level in the marketing plan? So once you have your goals, you need to work a plan to achieve them. So for example, if you want 5 new clients, how are you going to get them? What sort of methods are you going to use? Are you going to go and, I know Steve was talking about that they're doing a lot of through people they know instead of influencer messaging people, which is a great. So who do you know? Asking for referrals. So if you know there's an event coming up in any area, so for example, Shinta's got someone in Turkey, who do you know in Turkey? And you can get business all around the world that Herbalife's in, or if just in your local area, it doesn't really matter, but you need to ask, who do you know? You might want to have a shake party or a skin party like Lynn's doing, so I can't wait to hear how that goes. You might want to do some competition boxes. I know I spoke to Lydia and Marcel about their trial pack competition boxes they use with the Formula One container, so I've got the details for that. I'm going to start doing those with Trish because she wants to generate some new clients. Talking to friends and family, and using Facebook or social media, as long as you go by Herbalife's guidelines. And definitely make sure, especially with Facebook, I don't tend to look and see if someone's, if they send me a friend's request, are they friends with another Herbalife person? And just do that ethics thing too, just ask the right questions, okay? So I usually choose 4 methods. So if I was trying to get 5 new clients, what 4 methods am I going to do? I still love flyers as well. I like leaving that paper trail. And just following up on everything, and asking for referrals is one of the easiest ways to expand your customer base. So did you want to add to that at all, Jan?
No, you've done well there. When you're asking for referrals, always ask, a good way of asking is, do you know anybody else that we can help? Gary was always strong about asking how, who else can we help?
Yes. That's a nice way to say it too, isn't it? And actually, we just got our lawns mowed the other day, and when he left, I messaged and said, thanks, you did a fantastic job. And oh, by the way, I just want to let you know I'm the local Herbalife coach. I've been doing it for 27 years. And if you know anyone that I could help, we love helping people in the community. So I just thought, if I don't plant those seeds, we went and saw a beauty therapist today, and she's just lovely. So while she was chatting, I gave her a sample of the instant herbal beverage peach. So I'd already given her information pack, and she said, oh, thank you. She goes, oh, before you go, just let me know how to use it. And we had a bit of a chat about how to use her sample. And she said, oh, I'm going away in a few weeks, so I might just give you a call and order some. So I just thought, samples do work. And look, not everyone can afford to do sampling, but I do find it quite effective, even if you're just making a cup up there for them or a shake. But I usually keep my empty bottles and I put a couple of spoons in. And it's just for busy people, it's just an easy way to engage that and then follow up on it as well. So I do find I get a lot of customers that way. Okay, so next slide. So without a plan, you have no vision or focus, so you'll be easily distracted. And this has definitely been a topic of conversation this week amongst some of us, is about being distracted. And I know that I can be easily distracted, especially when there's a lot of things going on, either with the girls or whatever, emotional stuff. I'm very easy to just go off track, and I've got to bring myself back into focus. So you want to get rid of distractions, and you can't get rid of all distractions. Sometimes there's things that are beyond your control, but try and eliminate things that distract you that aren't good for you. So one thing we don't have here is we don't have the TV connected to normal TV, so it's not plugged into the wall or to the aerial. And I've probably had the TV like that for 5 years. I don't miss it. I don't miss TV at all. So I don't mind watching a movie or something like that. So a distraction could be on your phone, having Facebook. Just, if you're sitting there scrolling through and you've gone, oh, I don't have any time to do Herbalife, but you're sitting there looking at Facebook or other things, you've got time to do Herbalife. You've got time to engage with one more person. Focus on what matters. So having that in, I know George Knight's really big on this, having your imperative list, things that are the most important that need to be done today. In fact, I shared a goal cast thing on Challenge Yourself Daily this morning about that, and a guy was sharing how he's built his business and talking about to do the things that are most important. Like he said, that he lives and dies by it, and it's what he does every single day, things that have to be done in his business no matter what. So make sure you've got some of those things. You need to know what they are, and you know, you want to have your vision, but you want to, you know, obviously we want to put it into reality. We want to make it happen. So I just thought, I know Gary used to do this on the Future Get calls. I'm sure you remember, Jan, where he has the one where you imagine there's a swimming pool and there's a tennis ball sitting in the swimming pool. And just so I want you to all, we'll just do it because I think it's a really good exercise. So just close your eyes, everyone, and I want you to visualize this beautiful swimming pool. It's probably in Bali or something like that. It's just gorgeous. One of those long rectangle ones. And in the swimming pool is sitting a yellow tennis ball. So I want you to imagine this yellow tennis ball, and I want you to just focus this beautiful sparkling swimming pool and this big yellow tennis ball sitting in there, and close your eyes, and I want you to focus on it. And when you like, I'm just going to be quiet, and then when you think you've lost your focus, I want you to put your hand up. So let's just do it now. So close your eyes, thinking. Les has already got his hand up. Keep going. Cool. Yeah, so it's just easy. So basically what you have to do is you have to continually bring yourself back to focus. Okay, so when you've lost focus with the tennis ball, something's crept into your mind, whatever thought that might have been, this is just normal. This is human nature. So it's a bit like learning how to meditate. You've got to keep bringing yourself back to that point. And then when you get distracted, back to that point of your breath, and learning how to focus on that one task until it's done. So, Jan, do you have any advice on you know, improving our focus and how to get rid of distractions?
It's just something you've got to come to terms with yourself, but visualization of what you want, I think is very, very important, because it's something I always used to do a lot of in the building days of, you know, our business. And it's amazing when you do visualize what you want. It might be, you know, you want the holiday, so you visualize, you know, being at the wherever the holiday is, like, you know, if it's New Zealand this time round or whatever. One time I was visualising one of the Millionaire Team excursions, and there was a lot of partying with Mark Hughes, and I visualised being on the dance floor at this Millionaire Team event. And lo and behold, I did qualify for it, and lo and behold, I was on the dance floor and Mark Hughes was there with his wife, and I was dancing with Mike, and that visualization came true. So visualizing what you want, I think really, really is very important in this business.
Yeah, that's a perfect example. Thank you, Jan. That's so awesome. So spend some time, spend 10 minutes a day just visualizing yourself doing and being where you want to be, the sort of person you want to be, what the sort of things that you want to have, and who you want to become, and what you could give, and you know, who you could affect. So I think that's a really great thing to have as part of your daily method of operation, is that you spend time visualizing. So thank you for that, Jan. That was beautiful. So let's go on to our next slide. Okay, so I know I talked about this one, but I do want you to start a new one for the month, whether you use a different sheet or this one. Put, you know, the month of July, put your name on there, and then start filling in these circles, and even put names of people that maybe, like, for example, I know that the beauty therapist I spoke to today, Karen, she hasn't ordered off me yet, but I'm going to put her name on there because I want her to be a client. I want to help her with her health. You know, I know she wants to lose weight. I know she's got thyroid issues. I'm listening to what she's saying, and I want to help her. So there's a few people's names that are going to go on here that aren't on the product yet. And then the people that have already starting to order, I'm going to put their names. And if they order twice, remember, make sure you're writing that they've ordered twice. And if they've given you a referral, link that person to them with a circle. Doesn't matter how messy it looks. And then start setting some goals. What goals you want to achieve, and then what actually happens. Your customers, your members, senior consultants, success builders, supervisors, etc. you want to record absolutely everything. How many referrals you got, how many people you got on trial packs, if you're doing a challenge. I know Rosemary's great with the challenges. How many people you're putting, getting on the challenge. Write everything down and have it all on there so that at a a glance you can see it, and have it somewhere that's always visual. Don't put it away in a folder or anything. Did you have any tips for this, Jan?
Just a question, Shelley. The names that you've put in the circle for the lady that's not yet on the products, do you make a notation, maybe future or a question mark against it? So when you look at it, it doesn't sort of fool you in as much as thinking it's a person. When at first glance, you've got to make it so you know that it's going to be in the future.
Yeah, so you could colour code them. I know like Marcel's great with that, the colour coding, or just having it so that you know that that's a future person. So, and this works really well when you're just getting started too. If you feel like you've got 3 or 5 clients and you want many more, then you can start filling in those names. So obviously it gets a bit busier, but you could have 2 sheets. You could have one for what's happening and one for your planning, your visualizing, like Jan was saying. So use as many as you need. Wouldn't it be fantastic if you could fill up, a couple of these a month, and how many people you're impacting, basically.
Yep.
So make sure you've got that. If you don't have a copy, let us know. I do have it on Challenge Yourself Daily in the files section, but if you can't find it, let me know. Okay, just PM me. Okay, so working with your team. So now you want to do exactly what you've done for yourself with your team. So this is duplication. So this is the key to you building royalties and building a successful business. You want to lead by example. Remember, people will do what you do, not what you say. So actions speak louder than words. We've always been taught this. And do you need to know your team's goals. You need to know what they want. Do you know their product goal? Do you know their income goals, their life goals? Do you know what sort of personal volume they're aiming for this month? And when they want to be at the next level of the marketing plan? Do you know these things? So if you don't, it's a good time to ask them, because it's the beginning of the month. And I try and teach people to get to their goals by the halfway through the month, so they've got plenty of buffer to push for more if they wanted to. And I love these quotes here as well. Leaders don't create followers, they create more leaders. So that's what we're looking for. We want to help lift people up, and so they can do exactly what you can do, maybe even better than you. You've done your job well. And, you're leading by example. We rise by lifting others. So you want to bring out the best in people and do what's best for them. So I thought these were really good visuals of that. So be the leader. Put yourself out there, okay? You've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. Okay, so this is a really great daily itinerary. I've got a copy of this on Challenge Yourself Daily in the file section as well, but if you don't know where it is, that's okay. Just let me know and I can send it to you. So it basically has Monday through to Sunday, 6 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. You can make it later if you're a night owl, that's fine. And it basically helps you to plan out your day and block your day. So depending on, whether it doesn't matter if you've got kids or you don't, you need to have good balance in your life, and you need to structure your time so you know what you're doing, every single hour of the day. So, make sure you've got your exercise, your personal development. So some people like to read in the morning. I like to do my personal development in the morning, and also mainly like to do my exercise in the morning too. So you could just structure it so it suits you. Obviously for me, on the week that I've got the girls, I've got to get them ready for school. When are you going to be doing your flyers? When would you do any internet and posting and things like that? When are you going to do your follow-up? Time again for family, and then your different calls that you might have for team calls and training, or when your Herbalife opportunity meetings are. So, make sure that you plan out your week like this. And again, have it somewhere that's visual. And even if you do have other members in your family, partners, make sure you've got a copy on the fridge. So they can see it too, and you want to enroll them in what you're doing. You want them to be on board with what you're doing. If you need a copy of this, just PM me, but it should be in the file section of Challenge Yourself Daily. Otherwise, I've got a blank copy of this, but it's very, very effective. So yes, I use my diary, but one of these are really good so that everyone knows what you're doing. They know your schedule, and that way you can get them on board, especially your family. You want them to know why you're doing it. Generally, you're doing it for them because you want them to have a great life and a better lifestyle. So show them why you're doing it and how that you've got good balance in your life. So Jan, did you have any tips for this one as well?
No, not really. You've explained it very well, but it is very, very important to keep track of all that. And like you said, sort of encourage your family as to why you're doing it, and sort of have special like little outings at the end of each week or each fortnight or each month or something, so they know that it's worthwhile mum or dad being occupied, because it's going to be a great result at the end of the month.
Yep. So, and get them, even with the goal setting and doing a dream board or something, you can get them all contributing to that as well, their ideas of what they think they would like to do too, so you can all work together. So we might do a dream board session one week as well. So make sure you get a copy of one of these and start using it. I find it really effective with your business. Okay, and then the other one, which Gary's always huge on this, was your weekly retail plan. So this is tracking your gauges and keep knowing your numbers. You want to know what you're doing. So basically your retail plan is what you say you're going to do, so Monday through to Sunday. Obviously Demi's put Fit Club, ads and newsletters, Facebook, Meetup, flyers, internet leads, weight loss challenge, car advertising button, which I call set and forget. But whatever method you're doing, you put here. Okay, so this is for retail, and you can also do a recruiting one. Then you put what you actually completed, so the numbers will go in here. Then you put the calls that you got from those methods, and then down here you're going to put what retail sales, repeat customers, how much profit you made as well. So it's a great way of keeping track of your business and knowing the numbers you're going to do. So you can plan to do something, but then you know what you actually did. It's a great way of helping you achieve a 90-day plan. So obviously for a 90-day plan, you need 12 of these because you need 12 weeks. And this is to help you get into action and also to be accountable. It's easy when you work for yourself and you're working from home and you haven't really got anyone looking over your shoulder to not be accountable. It's easy to go, oh, I won't bother doing it. So you want to be accountable to yourself. You're the boss and the employee, just like in the Millionaire Training Tapes. He talks about Larry 1 and Larry 2. This is a great way of keeping you on track. So, Jan, did you have any tips for this?
Just one thing with flyers, particularly with new people, don't let them sort of set their targets too high. Yep. Maybe 500 flyers per day is far too many, because there's nothing worse than not achieving what you've set out to do. It's much better to say, 200, and they actually achieve that. And if they've got some extra time and stretch themselves, they could do a few more. Yep. But always, set a number where they can actually achieve it, and then gradually as they get more experience, they can perhaps add some more to it. The other thing is with flyers, always sort of help people understand you've got to do the same area on maybe a 4 or 6 weekly sort of basis, and keep track of where you do them. And keep a result of what you get from those flyers. So keep all those stats, because that will help when you're sort of, mentoring other distributors as well. Because there's nothing worse than setting a target and you don't achieve it. It's much better to achieve it. And then, of course, you can always add more things to it.
Yep. Totally agree with that. So obviously here in Gympie, it's very hilly and we don't have that many letterboxes. So eventually you would run out. So you'd have to, obviously other methods need to be put in place. I know Demi lives in Melbourne, so obviously, she's in a major city and it might be easier for her to get them out because the house is close together, lots of units and things like that. But definitely here it would take a lot of hours, and with all the hills and how everything's all spread out. So you just have to adapt to where you live and what you can do, your hours as well. So yes, and looking at those. So thank you, Jan, for picking up on that. I didn't see the 500. But when I was living in Adelaide, I was doing 500 a day. I did a 90-day plan with that, and it was quite successful. Actually, I got some really good team members out of that, and I did it rain, hail or shine. So even when there was a thunderstorm, even though I got totally drenched, I still was out there. Not saying to go and do that, but you just got to do what you can do.
Well, the truth is, regardless, if you've got a target, you've got to do whatever you've got to do. And if you're waiting on a nice big fat check from the postman and it was pouring with rain and he didn't show up because it was raining, you'd be complaining, wouldn't you?
Yep. Absolutely. So rain, hail or shine, try and do what you can do.
Can you send me a copy of that sheet?
Yeah, absolutely, Les. I can do that. I'll just write a note so I don't forget. Gauge sheet. Yep. I've got it written down, so I'll send that to you. So make sure you share your plans and your goals with your coach and your mentor. Again, it's about having that accountability and letting them know. If you don't let them know, then, how are they going to help you. So make sure you share everything and work together, do some 3-way calls together, and just get into action. Just start doing something. So even if you, like you said, put the numbers down lower so that you're achieving them, and you can always increase them as you go. Okay, so thank you. Okay, so we've got events for July and August coming up. So obviously we have our team call every Monday night at 7:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, and I definitely appreciate people like Shinta who overseas for getting on these calls. I know sometimes it's not easy; that can be, make it a not always convenient time to be on them, but of course we record them. You've got your own weekly events, so you want to invite people to these. You might have Fit Club, you might have a weight loss challenge, you might have Herbalife opportunity meetings, and I'm sure Jay must be proud because I haven't abbreviated once in the last 2 weeks.
Very proud of you, very proud.
So, you want to invite people. So I've got here, reach out, invite because people matter. Who do you know? These are the things that are really important. If you're going to have events, keep inviting, keep people letting them know what you're doing, okay? And, who do you know that we can help, or who do you know that lives here or would like to do this? You just need to keep doing this. It's easy not to do. I'm guilty of it as well, but I have to keep reminding myself, there's probably people that really need this and they don't even know about it yet. It's my job. I'm obligated to share it with people because it just might change their life. It could save their life. So we've got kickoffs and STSs in July. I know we've got our Let's Go July on the 7th, which is really exciting, this Saturday. So I'm really looking forward to that. And of course, the World Team Leadership Weekend in August, with special guest Quentin Revere. So it's going to be an amazing weekend. I know Lydia and Marcel are super pumped to be going to that. So, and these are two mums that live in country towns. So this is, like an amazing weekend for them to come down to the Gold Coast and do that. So there's lots and lots of other things going on as well. So was there any other events? I know this Mervyn and Steve have put their one for Canberra. I know Kerry Bowie does one at the Gold Coast. So there's lots of different HOMs going on. Sorry, Herbalife Opportunity Meetings, so abbreviated, going on. And, you just share them, let everyone know. And, you're going to have more guests there. So was there anything that I've missed, Jan?
No, I think you've covered everything well.
Cool. So, and just remember on Challenge Yourself Daily in the file section as well is all the PowerPoint presentation for the promotion. So it's all the corporate flyers that you can print off and put on your wall and have there in front of you, and it's all the promotions and events. Okay, so usually corporate events every 3 months, and you've got your monthly, state trainings. You've got your local ones as well, but then you've got all the promotions like the Kickstart promotion, new products coming out. I know that the new Formula One, Free From Formula One's going to be coming out probably in August, which is really exciting. So, there's lots and lots of new things coming out all the time. So always go to myherbalife.com.au if you're not sure, or call Herbalife. They're really helpful, and they can actually email it out to you. But I try and, the one that we get from corporate, which is a PowerPoint presentation, I try and put it on Challenge Yourself Daily in the file section so that you can just download it and print it off. Okay, so if you're not sure how to find it, just get in touch with me. So thank you everyone for your time tonight. I hope you got a lot of value out of the call. So, this is your new month. I want you to use some of these gauges and tips that we've shared to help just get started. But remember to work on you first. That's where it all starts, working on yourself, because if the things change, you've got to change. And for things to get better, you've got to get better. That's the only way it's going to happen. I think we might have a Mark Hughes quote at the end. I'm just going to go check. Cool. Yeah. So let's finish off with Mark. Very fitting. And thank you, Shinta, for reminding us that, there's so many Mark Hughes trainings are available to listen to. Listen to Mark a little bit each day. I know on the pin post on Challenge Yourself Daily, there's a Mark Hughes training, which is fantastic. And, you've just got, he keeps it so simple. That's one of the best things I think about Mark. It's a use, wear, talk. And if you just use those 3 things, that's all you need to do. Use the products and believe in them and be your best customer and get a result. And, wear something, a button. I love buttons. In fact, I've just started wearing my Lose Weight Now. Ask me how again. I've got the Healthier and Happier, but I just like the basics and going back to the old classic. Do something that, wear something or have something on you that you're proud, to show that you're proud of what you do, and just talk to people, it's just keep your ears open and, your eyes open and listen. And, there's people out there hurting and they need our help. So, we've got to be brave enough to reach out and just have that conversation. And they're not always easy, and sometimes it's scary. But guess what? It's going to help you grow, and you can change someone's life by doing it. So thank you, Jen, for your wonderful advice and experience. We always appreciate it.
Yep, not a problem.
Thank you, everyone, for sharing your good news. I can't wait for the follow-up for next week, so stay tuned for next week. This recording will go out, so make sure you share it with your team. It'll go in the comment section of the post for this. And if you can't find it, please let me know. So thank you, everyone. Have a great night.
Thank you. Thanks, Shirley, for all the work.
Yep, it's fun. I love it. Thank you. I need you.
And all the best, Lynette, for next Saturday.
That's it.
Thank you, Shelley.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.